Hello, what's happening? Matt aka Lethal Frag here, and holy crap, Battlefield is so much harder than Call of Duty, and I'm just coming to realize this. It's going to take me a really long time to get good at this game. But you know what? I'm not upset about it. I think it's a really good thing for my game. I think it'd be a good thing for your game as well. If you're on the fence about picking up this game, you should definitely give it a try. It's harder in a lot of ways from Call of Duty. I'm not saying Call of Duty does not have its challenges and learning curve. But Battlefield, it's really hard to be consistent. It's hard to put up consistent scores on Battlefield. And it's not always about your kill death. It's about spotting and taking out vehicles and doing all these other things that you have to focus on to be better at the game. And just from a mechanics standpoint, the game flows really smoothly, but it does not shoot like any game I've ever played. And I don't really think this is a bad thing. Just you have to take into account stuff like bullet drop. It's a totally new concept to me, and it's a concept that most people are not aware of. And it really makes you focus on, the precision points of your game. And I think that's amazing, because, precision is everything in first-person shooters. I've been playing first-person shooters for over 10 years now, and I've finally honed my skills to being absolutely precise. I'm a master at long shots in Call of Duty, and that's served me well in Battlefield, but it's not without its own learning curve. And adding even more precision to my game, which I'm going to appreciate when I get back into Call of Duty, I am sure. Call of Duty, where your red dot is where that bullet lands. Not so much in Battlefield. It's a little more forgiving with assault rifles and light machine guns, but you start sniping, you really got to account for that drop. It's really going to take my game, and I think anybody that plays Battlefield seriously before Modern Warfare comes out, or even when Modern Warfare is here, it's really going to add to your game. Another big part of Battlefield that's different from Call of Duty is the sheer amount of action that's going on. The amount of crap that's flying through the air. You got tank shells going everywhere. You have, on PC, you can have up to 32 opponents running around. It'll really take your mini-map awareness and just your overall game awareness, up. Mini-map awareness and game awareness is something that I had to focus on learning. And it's been the most valuable asset that, I have in my arsenal. This is why I'm good at Call of Duty games, because I understand how the spawns work. I understand, where people are going to be. And in Battlefield, it takes to a bigger scale. It makes you have to think harder. It makes you have to think faster. You really have to look to know what's going on. You can't just spawn and then look at your minimap and go, okay, the other team's right there. You gotta stare at that map before you spawn. You gotta really take it in. You gotta take a good look, to get a good idea of what's going on. You gotta look where people are being spotted at and kind of give your best guess of where the other team's spawning. And the maps are so big, there's a much steeper learning curve than I've ever seen. And I think a lot of people are getting discouraged from this game. We've seen a lot of hate for this game in the forums, on YouTube, etc. And I think the main reason that people hate games so much, the main reason that people hated Black Ops when it came out, is because it was not Modern Warfare, and there was a steeper learning curve on Black Ops, I believe. And if people are bad at a game right when they play it, they usually end up hating it, which is not the right response. That's not what you want to do. You want to look at that as a challenge to up your game. The harder it is for you to play, the better it is for you. And that really goes for most things in life. Nothing good comes easy. You're going to have a challenge. And you need to challenge yourself to step up and take your game to the next level, become a better player. And you'll hear me talk about this in lots of commentaries about, you gotta take, your losses with a grain of salt. You gotta take something from that loss. And that's never been more important than in Battlefield 3. You really gotta take that loss. You gotta say, okay, why did we lose? Of course, it's more of a team effort in Battlefield 3, but what could have I done better? What could have the team done better? Without blaming your teammates, say, what could have we done as a team to stop that from happening? It's really frustrating, I think most frustrating for me on Rush, which is my least favorite game type right now, but I continue to keep playing it because I know that's what I need. I need to be taking those really nasty losses to see how the game flows and see how we're getting our ass kicked. So I can understand the game better, I can understand the game mode better. And I honestly think that Rush has the biggest spawn potential, the biggest importance on spawns. The spawns are everything, because if you're not moving forward as a group, you fail to get to that target. But if you can move forward as a group, you keep forcing the spawns closer and closer and closer, and it's really a team effort to get there. I mean, you only got 100 lives to get to that target, and you have to use those 100 lives very wisely. So, going back to my point, challenge yourself to be the best player you can be. Do everything that you can. Take a loss, take lots of losses, get your ass kicked, get out there, and get shot. Become the best player you can be through losing. That's all I got. Frag out.